Hey guys, this is Travis Baylitz with Beyond Bipolar blog. Today I'm going to talk about medication that I used to take for maybe 6 months or so. The drug is actually called Modafinil, or the other generic name, the generic name is Modafinil, but you might have heard it as Provigil. This drug is a stimulant. The whole reason why I decided to try this drug, and the reason why the psychiatrist, when I was hospitalized, I told them that I was really, really drowsy on the Latuda, and he decided, well, let's try Modafinil. He thought that I maybe had hypothyroidism, which is kind of it basically works on the pituitary gland, I believe, or not the pituitary gland, it works on the thyroid here, and having hypo means that it slows metabolism down, which could result in depression, more problems with weight, etc. So anyways, for those that are on antipsychotics or mood stabilizers, especially antipsychotics, and the reason why you're on them is maybe you have major depression, maybe you have schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and me, which I have bipolar disorder for 14 some years. Maybe in 2014, I decided to take this drug because I was just really, really tired, because the Latuda made me tired. And that is one of the problems that I was experiencing, is that antipsychotics do kind of wear you out because they make you more fatigued, they make you more sleepy. I would often take I still kind of get, but I used to get 14 hours of sleep a night. And because of this drug, when I first got on it, I guess it worked. I don't know. My experience is I didn't notice much of a difference. And the only reason why I got off it is because when I was hospitalized maybe 6 months later in 2014, they no longer provided it. So I just said, hell with it. I don't want to take it anymore. But let me just tell you some of this stuff about it. Basically, Modafinil is used to reduce extreme sleepiness due to narcolepsy and other sleep disorders. It also may be used for sleep apnea and for those that have chronic sleep problems due to shift work. I do not remember the amount I was taking. I do know basically it's something that you take orally. And for me, I didn't experience any really major side effects. I guess people that are withdrawing from it may experience shaking, sweating, chills, nausea, vomiting, and confusion. I believe my problem, and generally for those that do try stimulants, such as caffeine, it can definitely affect your sleep. And the biggest issue is that stimulants in general, if you do have bipolar disorder, it can induce mania. And for some people with schizophrenia, it could induce psychosis or major depression and maybe schizoaffective disorder. So be wary. Essentially, if you have ADHD and you take a stimulant or something, be wary of and proceed with caution that a stimulant can induce mania. And like I said before, you want to be very careful about taking this drug. For me, I think I was on such a low dose, I don't even remember it. And the fact that I don't remember it is kind of a good thing. And that just tells me that since I got off it, I guess I really didn't notice a difference. I do know my levels were checked. I don't know exactly what, but according to the psychiatrist, he stated that maybe there is some metabolic issues that were on the borderline of hypothyroidism, but it was kind of sketchy. It kind of had to fudge it a bit. But anyways, lo and behold, like I said, proceed this with caution. You can take it if you have maybe schizophrenia, schizoaffective, bipolar, or essentially major depression. It does kind of help with waking you up a bit, but at the same time, coffee is not good for some people, but I usually drink one every day. So for me, I just do it to kind of wake myself up. And I personally feel that's better than taking medication just to, wake your brain up. I do know for a fact if you are on antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, these drugs will make you tired in the beginning if you're not used to them. Over time, maybe a year, 2, 3 years, you will notice the effects kind of washing out, and they don't essentially work as well, and that essentially makes you less tired, which in the end, you may not need modafinil at all. So, like I said, this is an oral thing. There's not a lot else that I really could talk about. I mean, I can kind of view these precautions, but generally speaking, I don't think there is a terrible side effect that many people use. It does say some products that may interact with this drug include street drugs like meth and MDA ecstasy. So be careful. And like for many women that are pregnant, you always want to consult with a doctor regardless, because I know antipsychotics, some antidepressants, they want you to be off medication, so be wary of that.
Are you still on this drug then or no?
No, I was only on this drug 6 months, so really, I don't know too much about it other than the fact that...
Why don't you need it anymore? Because you're on coffee now?
Nah, the only reason why I stopped is because I couldn't get it in the hospital, so I just said, fuck, I don't want to take it anymore.
So it sounds like a drug that you really didn't need then?
Well...
Just drink coffee.
Well, that's actually what I believe, so, but at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't consider it a sleep disorder. I do know, I used to always think that I had chronic fatigue syndrome, and I know there's people that do. And essentially, your diet can really affect how you feel during the day. And getting physical exercise can be beneficial, and maybe being stimulated by things you actually like to do with your life. And of course, being on medications that kind of help you during tough times.
So you must have not felt anything when you just went off at cold turkey. You weren't addicted.
Well, I guess you could say I needed less sleep, but I don't know. Essentially, it kind of revs you up and you feel a little bit overstimulated, and I kind of didn't like that feeling. I mean, if you take coffee and you have caffeine in your body, you will kind of experience these type of jitters. And for me, it was just like, I wake up early, I hated it, I didn't know what to do with my life, I often get really bored, and I really didn't want to do anything back then. So it was kind of tough in the beginning. And for those that, struggle with sleep issues, like sleeping too much, essentially, you don't want to take it if you ain't get enough sleep, but, consider modafinil, consider Provigil.
How much sleep are you getting now, then?
I hate to say it, sometimes I still get like 10 to 12 hours, and if I'm having issues, I may have other problems with it, but I do want to know that people often take this drug if you have narcolepsy. So I don't know, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have anything else you want to talk about, but that's pretty much it when it comes to modafinil.
You don't feel like you need it anymore?
Nah, like I said, it can induce psychosis and it can induce mania, so proceed with caution. It's probably best to be on a more tranquilizing drug like antipsychotic or mood stabilizer. I wouldn't try cold turkey if you're full-line bipolar or schizophrenic or schizoaffective disorder, because you definitely may possibly experience mania and psychosis if you're not on something more heavy to kind of help you with sleep at night. So be wary. Consult with your doctor. First, try to do an exam or take a blood test or whatever to kind of see where your levels are at. And let us know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for future videos. And by the way, guys, I do a lot of shorts related to fitness and stretching, yoga, etc. So feel free to take a look at my shorts. I'm not sure how they show up in the feed, but perhaps they will in the short section. But anyways, take care.
Please
have a good
like,
one.
comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for future updates. Bye.